So the offensive line, that's a big question this year because, you know, even though Howie Roseman solidified the offensive line this year, we could be losing Brandon Brooks for a game or two. Could happen. Now, you have Jason Piers that signed a one-year deal, $5.5 million guaranteed left tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, which was good because, you know what? They were taking Jason Peters out of games, and they were taking him out pretty damn early. And you know what? They'd put Big V in. They'll put, you know what I mean? They'd put Big V in if they had to. They were trying to conserve his body a little bit. And, you know, it kind of worries me. It kind of worried me last year. And then once we got to the playoffs, he really played his ass off. I mean, we were facing Chicago Bears and literally, literally Khalil Mack switched from one side to the other. Jason Peters shut Khalil Mack down. You know, at 36, going to be turning 37 soon. He shut him down at 36 years old. That's absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm glad Jason Peters is here for another year, but the left tackle position is a big question mark for the year after. I'm not worried about that right now. Eagles could go draft a left tackle. I'm going to be doing a video on a left tackle that I know that the Eagles are definitely interested in and see if they could definitely get him. So we'll see about that going down the road. Now, at the left guard position, you know, you got Stefan Wisniewski that left the Philadelphia Eagles during free agency. So they didn't even extend him, although they ended up cutting him, getting $3 million back into the cap space, and they solidified the left guard spot by extending Isaac Seumalo through 2021 or 2022. And I know he's not the fan favorite, but honestly, guys, you know, what was he, a third-round pick a few years ago? I forgot, a third-round pick, something like that. Isaac Seumalo from Oregon State, you know what I mean? He really showed up, okay? Stefan Wisniewski was going through some stuff with the coaches. He should have been playing more. He had some issues with the coaching and what they were doing with him. And Stefan Wisniewski lost the job. But everyone is going on Stefan Wisniewski playing because he was our Super Bowl left guard. And then, you know what I mean? You could say the same thing about when Jason Peters left, you know, got hurt in 2017 against the Redskins, and Big V came in and did well. When Big V came into games this year, he didn't play that well either. But Isaac Seumalo's the better fit, and really, I'm glad we're getting younger and guys are starting, and that's a great thing. So, you know, I know Isaac Seumalo's not a top favorite. I was pretty excited about it, but a lot of people really weren't excited whatsoever. This offensive line's will look pretty damn good. You know what I mean? You go to the center position. Jason Kelsey gets a nice contract that he deserves because he was one of the lowest paid centers in the league. So he gets paid. He is, what, the second to highest paid center in the league right now. Before he was the highest paid. I think he's second to highest paid. I forgot who's in front of him. But he deserves it, man. Undersized center. We've had issues with him in the past, snapping, and you know, I mean, he had those years where he couldn't even snap the ball, and they're offside penalties, and you know, that was like during the Chip Kelly era, like in the beginning, and I think Carson Wentz's first year as well. Not hearing the snap count, whatever. So you know, Jason Kelsey, man, is one of the best centers in the league. I'd probably name him the best center in the league. Honestly, I've never seen a guy pull so hard, go around the bend, knock guys over, decleat people. I mean, it's absolutely amazing what Jason Kelsey brings to this team. Not only being a good player, but leadership, anchoring that offensive line as well. So, and a lot of these guys anchor the offensive line. A lot of these guys really bring a huge impact to this offense. And I'm really glad Jason Kelsey is here. And you know, he really deserved that contract. Now you go to the right guard spot, and Brandon Brooks, man, as a Houston Texan, he wasn't even a Pro Bowler. And then coming to the Philadelphia Eagles, he became a Pro Bowler, right guard. And honestly, we really don't have anything to say really bad about Brandon Brooks because he's been so well. We picked him up in free agency a few years, in 2016. And you know what? He was really, you know, Doug Peterson was very happy about the way he, you know, how fast he is with his sidestep. And he was really fast. You know, with his feet, very quick feet. And Brandon Brooks, man, you really have nothing. Do we ever complain about Brandon Brooks during a game? Probably never, okay? And he really anchors that right side as well. So, especially next to Lane Johnson, absolutely amazing. So, Brandon Brooks, hey, tore his Achilles last year. I think it was an Achilles injury. So, at the Saints, the playoff game against the Saints, he tore his Achilles. And now, you know what? he's going to be out for a little bit longer. I think his foot's out of a boot now. I think he's just rehabbing now. Now he's in the rehab stage. So, you know, it's going to take him a little bit of time to get back. But you have Matt Pryor, you know, that played with Big V at TCU that we drafted a year or two ago. And you know what? Matt Pryor has a big chance to fill the shoes and, you know, get in there for Brandon Brooks when he's gone. He's probably going to be out a game or two. I don't think he's going to come week 1. But Matt Pryor's got a lot of upside. The coaches seem to like him a lot. Because when they were talking about, but I think it was the interviews before the draft and all that stuff, the coaching interviews of the coach's breakfast, and Doug Pearson pretty much said, you know, Matt Pryor was top of his list of offensive linemen that he was really impressed with, and going to do pretty damn good. So I'm happy about Matt Pryor, another young guy. You know, he's got a quick step, very quick feet. He's got a big upper body. He's a very good pass protection blocker. I mean, other than that, I haven't seen much from him more. I would like to see him, maybe with Brandon Brooks being injured, we can actually see what he could do with the first group in preseason and see how he does. And we'll see. But this should be pretty damn entertaining. We should really... You know, this is a good thing. We need depth at offensive line. It's very important. So, you go to the right tackle position. You got Lane Johnson anchoring that right side. You're good. You're fine. There's nothing wrong. Lane Johnson is Lane Johnson. He's been suckered out of getting Pro Bowls, and it really pisses me off because he could take on any defensive end in this league, and it's really rare that somebody honestly beats him, okay? Really, it's very rare. And Lane Johnson's one of my favorite players on the offensive line, probably my favorite offensive line on the offensive line player that we do have. I love him. I love his attitude. I like when he tweets stuff out. He's a very, very comical guy, but man, when he's focused, he's focused. The Eagles restructured him, saved, you know, $6.2 million in cap space this year. So, and I know he doesn't care. He just wants to win championships like everybody else. So it doesn't matter to me. So pretty much when you go through this whole offensive line, pretty damn stacked, pretty good. You got Big V as the swing tackle. Jordan Mulatto is another guy that the big rugby star that was drafted last year. He's got a big chance to, step up because honestly, when Jordan Mulatto played, 6'8", 350 pounds is absolutely, it's crazy. It's crazy. The guy is oversized to be playing football. But, watching Brian Baldinger's tape on Jordan Mulatto in Mulatto's first preseason game and how violent his hands are. He has such violent hands because rugby has helped that a lot for his upper body strength, run blocking. And let me tell you, when we faced the Browns, we faced a few teams. Jordan Mulatto had pretty good games against third, fourth stringers. When he's pummeling down third, fourth stringers, it's pretty damn good. And let me tell you, he got yelled at a lot during training camp last year. Okay, for a guy who's never played football his whole career, he got yelled at a lot. So you have a lot of guys on this team that are putting in some work. And, you could have a future left tackle already on this team now. They might draft another one, a future right tackle on this team, in Matt Pryor. And you know what? It is what it is, man. This offensive line is, I think we need a little bit more depth, of course. But, so far, it's looking pretty good. Other than Brandon Brooks' injury and see how he comes back and when he comes back, honestly, it's pretty damn good. So I love this offensive line. And I'm really happy with how Roseman did. Right in the beginning, he signed his special teamers. He locked those guys in. Jake Elliott locked Lovato in there. And then he went straight to the offensive line after that, just making sure that we re-sign Jason Peters and making sure we extend Jason Kelsey, making sure we extend Isaac Samalo, making sure we keep this together. The more chemistry guys play next to each other, the better, especially in the offensive line. It's very important. I played offensive line in high school and defensive line. So I know what it's like playing next to somebody that's different and you're not used to communicating with the same person. It's a huge deal. It might not seem like a huge deal, but it is a huge deal. But that's really it, guys. I want to go over the offensive line and just what I think about the offensive line going into 2019 into the season. So that's really it, guys. But I have a feeling we're going to be drafting somebody else, probably another tackle most likely, and maybe a guard later in the later rounds. But who knows at this point. But that's really it, guys. That's all I wanted to go by. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Shakes going up. Flowers fly.